Well, good afternoon as we get ready to record this and get everything set up. Appreciate you joining us. This is the latest edition of Cross Flags. I'm Steve West, Matt Nicholson there, not pictured, producer John, or producer Molly for that matter. But we thank them nonetheless for everything that they do. Producer John, the main person behind the board on this one, as long as my wonky internet holds up. That's another story entirely. Hopefully you made it through all the weather that we had. Matt, you and I, at the very least, or maybe even producer John, experienced some power outages from Monday storms. And everything is okay, though, your place?
Yeah, it's all good here. Just there's some houses down the road from us that received some roof damage from straight line winds, but
Yep.
for the most part, everything's okay.
Yeah, a lot of limbs and, bits and stuff like that down. But other than the power going out and staying out for 14 hours at my house from 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon till 5 o'clock this morning on Tuesday the 2nd, I think we're okay. I think we made it through. Um, Kind of want to change things up a little bit here this week. Usually we talk about news of the weekend, and we're certainly going to do that. Don't worry about it. But kind of want to expand upon that. And what I mean by that is talk about silly season because it has begun. And we're really going to concentrate on the NASCAR side, but certainly this would be necessarily from the NHRA after the season's done. It could include Formula One, but we're going to concentrate on NASCAR for right now, as my wonky internet continues to cause problems. If John can hear me, let's go ahead and put that first picture up and let's get to it and talk about Corey Heim, who has been slated to take over at 2311 Racing. And this means probably we're going to find one Riley Herbst out.
Yeah, he's good as gone. He's probably he's there's been a lot of people linking him to the third Legacy Motor Club car. So time will tell on that one. But with how now apparently Parker Retzloff is jumping into the picture into small frame by frame with Legacy Motor Club, it's kind of a quarter flip to me of who's going to do what.
So on the Riley Herbst situation, this is really more him bringing a check, correct?
Yeah, it's really more him bringing a check because with his family owning the terrible Herbst brand that's really popular out in Nevada and California and Arizona, places like that, they're not hurting for money. And plus, they have a really tight relationship with Monster Energy. So there you go.
Okay. So Corey Heim come in, they keep the car as the 35, or are they going to change it to 67, which is what he's been driving?
They announced that he's going to the 35, but Denny Hamlin left the door open that the number could change. So that's one of those to be determined things, if you ask me.
Okay. Let's flip to picture number 2, producer John. And kind of in thinking about how all of these kind of go, and you think about this car specifically, it's probably going to remain the 33 car. It's been a long-term number under the Children's Racing banner. Changes so because it was the 8 car that unfortunately Kyle Busch dies, unforeseen, and they switched the number. Austin Hill's there, Jesse Love's there. Could Richard Childress Racing go outside of that pair and choose somebody else?
I would say never because I mean, granted their equipment has not been spectacular this year, and that's putting it mildly. Um, and plus, Austin Hill it doesn't have a ton of Cup Series starts under his belt. I think that they could, but right now with Hill firmly planting himself in that seat, they're firmly planting Hill in that seat right now. Currently, it's I don't know why they haven't given an opportunity to Jesse Love to get another start because I think he's rightfully earned it.
And kind kind of rushing through this a little bit because of problems that we're having technology wise. We'll try and picture number 3 is and think about how it goes and looking at it, and we'll get to Alex Bowman in a second. When we get through the process of looking at all of these different drivers, the question becomes obviously who's going to try and scoot out and who's going to try and remain with where they are, and that becomes really the big question, doesn't it? I mean, there are some guys who are coming to the end of a contract and they may decide, I'm ready to go someplace else.
Yeah, there's quite a few. 2026 at the end of this year is going to be one of the larger free agent classes of drivers that are tentatively set to go there. It's one of the larger classes that it's been in a while. Chris Buescher is set to be in it. Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, and Alex Bowman, quite a few others.
Okay, which brings us to the idea of Brent Cruz, who is, let's face it, he is acquitting himself quite well in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, but is it too early to be looking to him to jump up?
Brent Cruz, the way Toyota's gotten Brent Cruz up through there and they progressed him up, and how he's setting himself admirably so far, I honestly feel like he is the driver in waiting for the 11 car when Denny Hamlin hangs up.
Okay, and that probably won't happen until next year.
Yeah, I would say after 2027, Brent Cruz will go to the 11 car.
So, which brings up still kind of the question: are we still in a situation where that's maybe even a little bit too early, or has he got the talent to be able to overcome that?
I would say he's got the talent to overcome it. I would say if everything goes smoothly this year, like it's been going for him, next year I could likely see him getting a few starts. And they would put him in Denny and MJ's 4th car just to get him some starts. And then when Denny decides to hang it up, he'll be the driver and waiting for the 11, I feel like.
Okay. And that brings one big question mark leaving out there. Alex Bowman. Look at the 48 car. The 48 car is a good car. Hendrick Motorsports up and down this year. No consistency, it seems like, in the Hendrick Motorsports camp. But the 48 car is a good car, just like the 5, just like the 9, just like the 24. But Alex Bowman's health situation and the fact that he is arguably the least successful of the 4 drivers in the Hendrick camp over the past 3-4 years, I might want to call it that. Now he's got the vertigo situation that he dealt with that kept him out a few races earlier this year. What do you forced to get out of the 48?
Unless he rips off a couple of wins this year or stays inconsistent, I've got a feeling the 48 will probably be open at the end of the year.
Rick is not going to go with a rookie generally. He's got himself in a really good position there with a really good team. He could entice a veteran to move over. Would he go younger, or would he try and go with somebody with more experience?
I would say probably go with somebody with more experience right now, because I don't think Corey Day would be ready to jump to Cup after a year and a half in Xfinity or O'Reilly, because he ran partial schedule last year and running the full schedule this year. Granted, he's got 2 wins, but I still don't think he's ready to make that jump yet.
Okay. Probably pulling, well, let's make an assumption here. would he pull up from Xfinity, O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, or do you think he might try to go with a veteran from the Cup? He's maybe one of the Hendrick.
It's really hard. It's hard to say because, with it being put out there that the possibility that they could possibly try to buy out Connor Zilich's contract and put him in the 48, and then which that would have Red Bull coming with him because he's a Red Bull athlete. That would be additional funding for the 48 car. But with the deal with Connor Zilich this year, you really can't point a finger that it's been all him because to me it's been 50% bad luck. Well, really 33% bad luck, 33% wrong place, wrong time, and 34% mechanical issues. So because it's to me with Trackhouse's situation, you can't lay blame on one thing or the other because you've got one car running very, very consistent and getting more consistent, and the other two are not even in the same zip code. You can't tell me it's something 0 to 1 thing. They're just not on the same page. And when everybody needs to be on the same page.
Understood. Yeah. That is, though, the biggest car that's in question right now. It's not to say that Bowman is out. It's just that right now that's in question. We'll have to see how things go. And again, we're just at the very, very beginning of this silly season. So we'll keep an eye on it here. IndyCar, Formula One have yet to jump in. Formula E's already kind of noticed some moves, so we'll play around with it. We'll keep you updated on it as we roll along here on CrossedFlags. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to producer John for putting up with my wonky internet, which we'll see whether or not this works. And producer Molly as well for all their help. We will talk to you this coming Saturday on the show, 9 a.m. Central Time. Join us then.
You've been listening to Crossed Flags, a racing podcast. For more content like this, subscribe to CRN Live on YouTube, and you'll be set to catch the 2-hour live show every Saturday morning at 9 Eastern, 8 Central.
This has been a presentation of the Championship Racing Network.